right? Because I'm
Yeah.
so aware of who I am.
Yeah.
I know
That's
who I am.
one.
I know what my fears are. I created them.
Yeah. I've noticed, again, with you, the whole stop thinking about what I'm saying
Yeah.
first. I've noticed, I mean, I have a lot of conversations. There's a lot going on in
Yeah.
my brain at all times,
Yeah.
but I'm more aware now of the individualness of each one of them as compared to it being a clusterfuck
Yeah.
in my brain, if you get what I'm
Yeah.
saying.
100%.
It's I've I notice different conversations. It's like if I'm overwhelmed with something, I believe it or not, I will talk to both you and Rick. I know I don't actually I'm not talking directly to you.
Yeah.
It's like I'm talking to your energy, and I know how you would
Yeah.
respond to me in this situation or
Yes.
whatever. I'm not even sure how it works,
And I'm going to
but
give you a 2-part there. Just a second, because I'm going to stop you for a second, because there's 2 reasons why you can have conversations with me in your head. And many of my clients and students do. Okay. There's 2 reasons why. First of all, because I am so aware of myself, I am so open that you get to be very aware of me too. So there's no question that you know who Carlin is and how she would react and what she would say and what she would do. Because I've shown you so much of who I am in everything that I do, that it's so easy to be able to decipher what I'm going to suggest to you. And so because of that, you trust me more than you trust you, because I'm
and
so
Rick
open,
trusts me.
because I'm transparent. And because I'm transparent, you can truly trust me. Does that make
Yeah, that
sense?
makes a lot of sense. Oh
So
yeah,
easy. Same thing. You
yeah,
trust Rick,
yeah,
right?
I've had many times where I've had situations where I have the whatever's going on in the moment, and I'm have that conversation, and it's like, oh, wait a minute, I know exactly what I'm supposed to do here, right? And it's just kind of that. It's such a weird concept, and I mean, I did it all before with such high anxiety that it almost felt like I was
Yes.
constantly giving myself shit, and it just
Yeah.
I was better
Yeah,
at the
because you were
conversation.
telling
I wasn't
yourself you
shooting
weren't
myself
allowed to
down,
have those conversations. That's not what
right?
Carlin actually said. It's what you assumed she was going to say. You were having all these
Exactly.
conversations in your head to create the doubt,
Yep.
the frustration, and the worry, right?
Yep.
But the thing that you need to understand is that I have designed my business, I have designed my career to do exactly what you are doing. I have set it up and been so open and so aware and um so real, because I wanted all of my clients to feel like even when they weren't talking to me, they could trust thinking it's me that's talking to them when it's their intuition. They could turn my face and my vision and what they know about me into their intuitive voice so that they would then listen to it. I've done it intentionally.
Well, that is appreciated.
It's what I'm teaching you to do. It's what I'm
Yeah,
teaching you to do, because that, and
absolutely.
this is where I say it's so much different, right? If I was a realtor, I would make sure that every client who knew me got to know me as an expert on homes. And there's so many things that I would bring into the equation. This is where I'm different, right? I would want, because I understand there can be 100,000 people who do what you do. Okay. There can be a coffee shop, literally 2 of them on every block, and you're the owner of one of them. And how you do your business, the energy that people get in your business is what will make you successful or not successful. Right? It's not just what you give verbally or physically, it's what you give energetically and emotionally. Right? So if I was a realtor, I would be the realtor that would learn absolutely everything I could about colors in houses and decoration and styles. And I would make such a point of getting to know things about my actual clients so that, when they move into their new homes that they just bought through me, the care package is actually something that they really want because I know them so freaking well. So they're blown away when they walk, like, and they'll never forget about me, and they'll tell everybody about me because I give something nobody else gives. Me. I give me. I give the real me.
Yeah, that makes absolute sense.
Right? Yep. And we've been taught our whole lives that the more real you are, the more people will judge you and ridicule you. And it's actually the opposite. The more real I am, the more I give of myself, the less people judge me and ridicule me. And even more importantly than that, the less I feel it or even acknowledge it.
Which again makes sense because, like you say, you have yourself more in check, and it doesn't matter, right? So it just,
I don't
yeah,
care.
it actually makes a whole lot more sense to get. I get it. It makes absolute sense. Makes absolute sense. Makes me feel a whole lot better about a whole lot of things.
I'm so glad. I'm so glad. So here's what I'd like you to do. Okay. Because you're building up your TikTok. Is that correct? You've been doing TikTok videos?
Yes. Yeah.
Good. So what I would like you to try.
It's a rough week.
It's okay. See, again, I don't beat myself up for rough weeks. That's the other thing. Okay. I'm allowed to have rough weeks because, I'm a human, right? I'm allowed to feel screwed up, right?
I think that's probably one of my places that I still do beat myself is when I am like that. I'm good in a lot of places now. Like I don't do that, but this is hard.
So one of the ways, I'm going to share this with you because it's really important before I give you your homework. One of the reasons that I don't struggle like you do with my off time, okay? I don't struggle with having my emotional breakdowns or needing my Harry Potter marathons or whatever it is that I need to do. One of the reasons that I don't internalize and beat the shit out of myself about that is because it is the other side of the things about me that everybody loves so much. Okay. So I unconditionally love and I unconditionally give in everything that I do, especially in my sessions. Okay. Unconditional. And because I'm unconditional and because I truly care with every part of me, and when I say unconditional, I mean unconditional love, flowing love. You've seen it, you've experienced it, you've been in sessions with me. The other side of that is true sadness and really overwhelming and a lot of tears and anxiety. And if I give up those, if I beat myself up for those, I dim the unconditional. What is amazing about you, what makes you who people are going to come to, who people are going to want, what makes you the parts of yourself that you really love and respect, also make the part of yourselves that overwhelms you and upsets you the most about yourself. So if I beat up that, then I'm beating up the good quality too.
Okay, that makes a lot of sense. I'm a very, very sensitive, emotional person, and I love as huge.
I embrace that.
Yeah.
I embrace that. I treat that even when I'm emotionally and oversensitive in my life about my stuff. I treat it as a gift because it's the same thing, that intense emotion, that intense caring, I give that to people.
Yeah. See, and I spent my whole life being taught that I'm too sensitive. I'm too emotional. I'm too much. Mm-hmm. And it just needs to be less and get it in control.
And that is the problem. That is the problem. We've all been taught that who we are isn't good enough. And the thing that you need to understand, and this is so unbelievably valuable, that you just got to understand, is that people have taught you that. People have told you that in your life, whether it be your parents, your teachers, or whatever, because it is something that bothers them about themselves. Okay? Because they've seen it as a negative, not because they see you as a negative. They've seen it as a negative. Okay? And it didn't become your belief system until you started telling it to yourself. So this is also very important. No belief system exists unless you start repeating it to yourself. People could say it to you a million times. It doesn't freaking matter. If you never say it to yourself, It's not real. Okay. Nothing is validated till it comes from you to you. Nothing is valid to you until it comes from you to you. Okay. People's opinions is based on the information they were taught and they were given. Now, 3 generations ago, for men especially, 3-4 generations ago, being very sensitive and emotional was said to be such a bad thing. Which also never made any sense to me, because I deal with women in relationships all the time, and any woman I've ever spoken to, their biggest issue with their men is that they don't communicate enough or show enough emotion. Right? It's because they've all been programmed they can't. Yeah. And women, right? Even 3-4 generations ago, we were taught to suck it up. Suck up how you feel about it. You're a mom, you're a wife, you have responsibilities, you have suck it up. The information it doesn't make it true, right? How can you be intuitive and unbelievably loving and care so much about other people? Okay. How can you be the person that would never hesitate to buy the person who didn't have enough money for lunch, to help the elderly person to their car with their groceries, to give your last $5 to someone you know needs it? How can you do any of those things and not be emotional and overly sensitive?
Yep.
You can't.
I do agree. Nope.
You can't, right? You were taught by people who had issues with it in themselves. It was the most amazing thing that I learned. I'm going to share this because you've heard the story of why I started to gain weight again, right? When I'd lost all my weight and I went to the party, I got hit on by a married man. And my mom had said to me one day, and I know that this is going to sound so bad when people first hear this, but my mom had said to me one day, maybe, and back up, I've never had a problem finding a man. Men hit on me all the time, whether I'm married or single, it doesn't matter. But anyway, I've very rarely decent men. Okay, there's only been a few of them, and one I've been married to for a lot of years. But anyway, so in one afternoon, or we were at dinner, or we were at something, and my mom looked at me. I'd just been hit on. My mom looked at me and went, honey, maybe it's actually a good thing that you're a big girl, that you're overweight. And I was like, why? And she's like, because you would cause divorces. In your work, men would fall madly in love with you, and you would cause divorces. Now, what I heard, just so you can understand, what I heard was, you need to stay fat in order to be relevant in your career, and your career matters more than how you feel about your physically, and you're not really worthy, which is why not decent men are hitting on you. That is not at all what my mom said, okay? Nor is it by any stretch of the imagination what she meant, but I allowed it to become a part of my belief system that caused me so many issues and had me gaining weight again after being so close to my goal, right? That my mom has had issues her entire life with body image. That's just her own thing. That's just her stuff. Okay. She worried about me because of what bothers her about her. Right? She didn't say that to cause me harm or damage. She said it to protect me because she truly loves me. She wasn't trying to be hurtful or mean or cruel, or she was trying to protect me because her worth inside of herself had caused her so many issues. So that's the other thing we don't understand. If we're going through it, we think other people are going through it, even though when we're going through it, we think we're all alone. Right? So it's just one of the things about becoming strong in who you are is other people's stories, other people's opinions, other people's fears and insecurities. They don't become yours. You don't turn them into yours.
Yep.
Right? It works. It works. So now, let's talk about your homework. Did you write anything down? Did I say anything about what your
not
homework?
Yet.
Okay. Joys of me is it's like squirrel, and I get into a different conversation. Okay, right. I was talking about TikTok. Yes, I was. I was talking about TikTok. I have homework for you for the next 2 weeks. I want you to do a minimum of 3 videos a week for the next 2 weeks. And I want you to pull a card. Okay. So you're going to do little mini like sessions, if you will, video sessions. I want you to pull a card. Okay. And I want you to read the card, but I want you to share something about you in the reading.
I am so happy I amuse you.
Oh, the look on your face was awesome. You want to share something personally, emotionally about you that connects to the card. Right? So I want you to tell them the meaning of the card, but I want you to give them an example from your life, from your experience, and I want it to have an emotional connection. Now, before you post your first video, I want you to write in your book, in your coaching book, because Lord knows I know you have a coaching booklet right now. Yeah, I do.
No.
So I want you to write in your coaching booklet exactly how many people are on your TikTok before you post your first emotional video.
Okay.
And the amount of people that feedback, that respond, whether
Like,
by
are you
message
looking
or
for
whatever.
followers, or are you looking for
Yes.
response?
No.
Followers? Okay.
Followers and responses. Both. Okay. And then I want you to share with me. So I want you to share those numbers with me, and then the numbers after 2 weeks.
Okay.
See the difference? Okay. I also want you to tell me how it felt doing your videos before I had you do this exercise, and then how you felt doing your videos after the 2 weeks of doing this exercise.
Okay.
It's time to
Shitless.
expose Julia.
There you go. Well, it's like you gave me homework a little bit ago about the fact that I'm not allowed to hit stop. I have to do it's a one and done record. Well, that's a lot, but I'm doing it. I'm doing it.
Good.
It's a lot. That's so no editing, no, not just one and done, and then I post it.
Yep. Good.
I'm handling it.
Good. The one thing a lot of people don't understand is that the more something seems scary, the more you know you're supposed to do it. It's a sign that you're on the right road.
Well, right? I am on the right road, my friend.
Because it's creating flares. It's sending up warning signals from your actual fear. That's what's happening. When you get that little fear that you're going through right now, not the crippling fear, the little fears that you're going through right now, those are warning. It's like flares. Your fear is shooting up flare guns going, warning, warning, warning. This could, no, right? So that's how we know we're on the right road. That's how we know that we're forcing ourselves to conquer a fear. It's a beautiful thing. Good. It's a beautiful thing. Good. Okay, so that's your homework for the next 2 weeks.
Now, I was going to apologize to you for sidetracking the class, but I'm taking it back. I'm not apologizing to you for sidetracking the class for how I felt today, because I know this wasn't your thing.
Okay, so first, this isn't a class. This is coaching, so you can't actually sideline your coaching. That doesn't actually exist. So I'm really proud of you for not apologizing, because as much as I have a plan and as much as I have a plan going into every session, what makes coaching so much more different, and why it's so invaluable to people, and why it makes such a difference in people's lives, because it truly does. And the reason for that is because as much as a coach, I have a game plan. Okay. I have a curriculum, if you will, just like you do when you come into life. I have a curriculum for you for the entire year. I'm going to get to that curriculum no matter what, but you're going to lead me in the direction that I can get you to your curriculum, right? And it's so important to understand that, and you will learn this after a few more sessions, you will start to discover that where you lead me will get me to exactly where I planned you in every session.
Okay.
Right? Intuitively, you will go through these things almost like they're alphabetically. So you'll actually start to go through these things exactly as we've set it out. And the reason for that, just so you can understand, is once you set your goals out to me and I create a map of your coaching, we both send the goals and the map to the universe and they become a part of your manifestation. So the universe starts to direct you from the very beginning into going into and dealing with the things that are on your map for me to take you through.
Okay.
All a part of the map. Did that make sense? Did what I
It
just
did.
say
It
make
actually,
sense?
yeah, it does totally make sense. Yeah,
Good.
absolutely does. Yep, that made sense.
Good.
But yeah, no,
Good.
I
Then
thank you for today because I feel better. So, and that's a huge thing. So,
I'm so glad. Go and have a wonderful week, and I will talk to you next week.
sounds good. Have a good one. See you later.
Bye, baby.
Bye.